Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be testing out some makeup brushes that were sent to me from an Amazon seller. I know you guys enjoyed my last Amazon favorites video. I thought I would include this in that video if I tested them out, but I actually haven't tested them out yet. I've just been kind of busy and haven't had a chance, but I did just wash them the other day and they're all dry now, so I thought I would actually test them out on camera with you guys. So this is the little pouch that it comes in. They are part of Amazon Prime. So the brushes come in this cute little travel friendly pouch, and it has a little string, so if you wanted to carry it like this you could. It has a little Velcro strap right there, and it is from the brand COSMETIC. So this brush set is part of Amazon Prime. Right now it says it's on sale for $18.29. It's usually $20.99. So the seller did give me a 10% off coupon code, which I will make sure to list down below in case you guys are interested in this set. This brush set also comes with two other items. It comes with a little black cosmetic sponge, which mine is dirty because I did use it. And then it also comes with this, which is used to actually clean your makeup brushes. It has a little slit in there to put your fingers in, and then you can just scrub your brushes on there when you're washing them to help cleanse them. So right now there's 97 reviews on this set and it has 5 stars. Not 4.5. but 5 stars, so that's really good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and test them out on camera with you guys today. I really like that it comes in this little pouch. I think that's really nice, travel friendly. If you're somebody that's a beginner or you just need a brush set to travel with, I think this is a really nice little feature. So these are all the brushes that come in the set. You can see that they have 2 little straps here to hold each brush in place. And let me just give you a little close up here. So you have some bigger brushes, and then it goes down to the smaller brushes. All right, so I'm gonna just kind of go over each brush with you guys. They're not labeled, they just say COSMETIC. They're black handles, black ferrules, and they feel soft. They're really soft. Yeah, they feel nice. So this is the biggest one right here. This one I would say you could use probably for bronzer or powder. There's this one right here that would be great for foundation. It's like a flat top kabuki brush. This one has a little bit of an angle to it. This one would be good for foundation, bronzer, maybe even blush. And here's another one that looks actually very, very similar to the last one. I feel like this one has a little bit more of a straight cut. I mean, it's still a little tapered around the edges, but I feel like it's a little bit more of a straighter cut than the prior one, maybe a little bit bigger as well. So here's the 2. They do look very similar though. And then there is this one right here. This one would probably be good for contouring, maybe even cream contouring actually, even powder contour. Even blending out concealer. I think I want to use this one to blend my concealer. And there is this paddle type brush, which I'm not really a fan of these brushes. I never used them. I had several and I actually decluttered them. A lot of people like to put their foundation on with this, but this is also good for applying a facial mask at night. There's multi-uses for it, but I just don't use those type of brushes ever. So there's a total of 6 face brushes, and then there's a total of 9 eye brushes. So then there's this angled brush for the eyes. And then there's this one here. This one's a little bit more fluffy. So this one's a little bit smaller than the other angled brush and a little bit less dense. Then there's this stiff kind of paddle type eye brush. You could use this for concealer or packing shadow on the lid. It's a little bit thick though, I don't know. I might use it to clean up under my eyebrows, I'm not sure yet. And then there's this other small paddle brush. This one's a lot thinner and it's a little bit smaller. And then this one looks like a little bit of a smudger type brush possibly, or just a small detail brush. This one's a really tiny detail brush. Could use this for concealer. This one would be good for cleaning up under the eyebrows. This one might be even good for the lips. And then the last one is an angled eyeliner or eyebrow brush. All right, so I'm going to be using the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. So I just got this newer shade. It's in vanilla. I've been struggling to find a shade match in this foundation. This one seemed a little dark, but now I think it's gonna be okay actually. It's hard in Sephora stores to tell what color in foundations you are sometimes. So I'm gonna use the flat top kabuki brush for this. So this brush, it applies the foundation nicely. If you like a flat top kabuki that has a little bit of movement that's not super dense, then you would probably like this brush. I actually prefer mine to be a little bit more dense, but I've used lots of brushes over the years and I just, you know, I can be particular about them. So it does apply foundation nice, evenly, flawlessly. But I just like something a little bit more dense, but it does do the job. And I'm going to use my Tarte Pro Glow palette, and I'm gonna take the cream right here. I think I'm going to use this brush. This is the bigger of the two angled brushes, and I'm just gonna take that shade right there in Shade. Take the shade in Shade. And, oh, wow, I got way too much. I'm gonna have to kind of go like this on the back of my hand. So the nice thing is that because these are synthetic, like it's not absorbing a lot of the product into it. Like most of it's getting on my face, and it blended out the cream contour really nicely. And for this brush, it's, you know, a little bit, it's dense, but not so dense that it doesn't blend out the product. Like it's the perfect density to blend out a cream. In my opinion. So that one was really nice. So the next thing I'm going to do is take a concealer. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Cover Concealer in Light Warm. So I'm going to take this brush right here, and I want to blend out my concealer with this. And then I'm just gonna go back over with the bronzing brush that I used, kind of blend those two products seamlessly together. I'm actually gonna cream contour my nose. Don't always do this on a daily basis, but sometimes I like to. So I'm gonna take one of the smaller eye brushes right here. This one's the fluffier one of the angled ones. And I'm just gonna get a little bit of that cream bronzer and try to sculpt my nose. Just gonna take the little sponge that came with it. I feel a little bit softer when it's dry. This is dry right now. If I wet it, which I have because I washed it before using it, and I feel like once it's wet, it's actually more dense. It does fluff up, but it's more dense. Like you can feel all the water just really stuck in there. It's hard to squeeze it out because it's dense. So it's not my favorite sponge by any means. I prefer other ones over this, but I know some people have told me they like it to be a little bit more firm than really squishy, so it's just a matter of preference. Now when they are a little bit more dense like this, I actually prefer to blend out my concealer with them, but I don't really like to use them to blend out my foundation just because I feel like I have to push too hard on the skin to blend out the foundation. But like the point here is nice to like tap out my concealer, which I didn't do for you guys, but I'm just gonna tell you about it. So I'm just gonna kind of use the side of this to blend out the cream contour a little bit. And I'm gonna go back in with the concealer brush and kind of just go over the bridge of the nose here. All right, so I'm gonna take this other angled brush that's clean here. This one is a little bit, just a tiny bit different. I mean, they look very similar. A little bit different than the other one I used. I feel like it's a little bit more rounded, maybe a little less fluffy and a little bit more dense. So I'm gonna use this for my cheek color, and I'm gonna use this City Color Cosmetics Cheek Stain. I don't know if they have these anymore. And this is in the shade Taro Sorbet. So I'm just gonna actually use this for cream blush. This is like the only cream blush that I have left in my collection. I never use cream blushes, so I got rid of the ones that I had except for these. I really like this color, so I'm just gonna dab this on the cheeks. The best kind of brush to use with a cream product, I feel, is definitely a synthetic brush, just because it won't absorb all that product. So to set my face, I'm gonna use the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. I'm just gonna go on with this brush right here. This is like the only fluffy one in the collection here. So I prefer my powder brushes to be like fluffier, but we will see. This one's a little bit more dense. If you like to buff your powder in, then I think this would be good. But like if you like a light dusting of powder, then it's better to use like a fluffier brush. Right, so yeah, I just prefer a brush that's more fluffy. This one's good if you like to like pat it in like this, but I still like something a little bit fluffier. So one of my favorite ones is from Target. It's the Up and Up brand. See how fluffy this is? I like this kind of brush for my powder. Now I want to do my eyebrows. I'm going to take my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Blonde. And I'm going to take this small angled brush right here to do it. So that didn't do a bad job for my eyebrows, but I do prefer a brush that's a little bit like pinched smaller. It's not the thickest brush that I've tried, but I do wish it was pinched, like it was just a little bit thinner. I just feel like I can get a little bit more precision, but if you have thicker eyebrows, I think this would work just fine. So to clean up my eyebrows, I'm gonna take this little brush right here, and I'm just gonna use my Urban Decay concealer that I had used already. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to eyeshadow. I'm going to take this Milani Everyday Eyes eyeshadow palette, and this one's in Basic Mattes. And I'm just going to take this rounded eyeshadow brush right here, and I'm going to go in with this shade right here. All right, and then I'm gonna go into the shade next to it right here. It's a little bit deeper. Blended out the eyeshadows nicely. I do prefer something a little bit more fluffy when it comes to my like crease brushes. This one's, it's not the densest, but it's a little more densely packed than I would like. But it's just a matter of preference once again. Same thing with the face brush. Like for powder, I prefer something a little bit more fluffy, and the same with this type of brush for my eyes, but it did blend out the shadow really nicely. So now I'm gonna go into this Milani eyeshadow palette. It's the Must Have Metallics palette. Really, really pretty. I think I'm gonna go in with the copper shade right here in the middle. Use this brush right here. It's a little bit more fluffy, but I like to use these brushes instead of like a flat shader brush sometimes because it really packs on the shimmer. Like, do you guys see this shimmer? This one's just a little bit bigger than I would like for the lid, but it still works. So I want to deepen out the outer corner. So what I'm going to do is go back to the matte palette and take this brown right here. And I'm going to take this angled brush. This is the smaller one of the two. And I'm just going to mostly try to get most of the product at the tip or highest point of the brush. And then I use that tip to blend into the crease. So the tip, the longer point of the brush is going in the eye socket, and then the shorter part is going up into the crease area. And then I'm just gonna take the black shade. There's a black in both palettes. I'm just gonna go in with the metallics one. And I want to deepen out the outer corner. Now there's not really a brush for that because they're a little bit all big. So I think what I'm gonna do is just use the same brush that I was using. Try to use the tip of it again. Just use that tip to help blend. Yeah, that's not my favorite for outer corner work. Actually smudge a little bit of the brown on my lower lash line. I'm gonna take the medium brown that we used in the crease first. And then I'm gonna go in with the deeper brown. Try to run that just along the outer portion of the lower lash line. I'm gonna take the crease brush that we used and kind of diffuse that a little bit. And then I'm just gonna go back through the crease and help blend before I add more black. I need something like fluffy. Like, let me show you. I need something like this. This is from Sedona Lace. Something fluffy that will blend out the product. I think I want to lighten up maybe the very inner corner. So I'm actually going to take the gold from the palette right here. And I'm going to use this really tiny detail brush. And then I want to brighten up the inner corner. So I'm going to take this shadow right here and I'm going to take this brush. This is the one I used to clean up my concealer. I'm gonna put a little bit of the shimmer shade right at the peak here. So I'm gonna take the black with the angled brush we use for my brows and just run this along my lash line. I'm sorry, my voice is like a frog all of a sudden. It's very raspy. All right guys, so I put my mascara on. I'm gonna go back into my Tarte palette and take the powder shade here in Sculpt. And I think I'm actually just gonna use the brush that I use for the powder because it's the fluffiest of them all. I mean, it's not even, maybe it's not fluffier than the like angled ones actually, but I'm just gonna. All right, so my camera totally cut out. The card was full, so I had to offload all the footage. Then I got distracted and was editing another video. So back to my makeup. I don't know where I left off. I think I had applied the bronzer to my face, and this brush does work good for powder bronzer. Just diffuses it nicely onto the skin. I usually like something a little bit more fluffy, but I feel like this works just fine. So for blush, I'm gonna take this Revlon blush. I haven't used it in a long time. It is the powder blush in Naughty Nude. That's what it looks like right here. And I'm gonna take the brush that I used for the cream blush. Just use this on my cheeks. A little bit of a glow to it. It's really pretty. And for highlighter, I'm going to take one of these highlighters in this Tarte palette. I think I'm going to take the one in Stunner right here. And I'm just going to use this brush that I blended out my concealer with. So that worked nicely for the highlighter. So I'm actually gonna take this new lipstick that I got from Profusion. It's part of their new holiday collection. I will be doing a separate video on that. So this is the Metal Matte Lip Cream in Metal Cocoa is what it's called. Really pretty color. I really, really like that. And I'm just gonna go over my blush a little bit. Kind of diffuse it with the highlighter, kind of blend the highlighter and the blush together. I'm just gonna spray my face with some setting spray. This is my Pearlescence Coconut Water Mist. I love this stuff. It's actually my favorite setting spray ever. I have like 5,000 backups. I feel like my makeup really matches my background, fall background. All right guys, so I finished my look using all the brushes in this 15-piece kit. And overall, I think it's a nice set. I like that it comes with a pouch that makes it very travel friendly, and it just makes them nice and secure. If you're traveling, you can carry it like this. They're nice and protected. I like how it holds each individual brush in this little carrying case. I think it's really, really nice. And it's purple and black. Hello, I like purple, it's my favorite color. So overall, the quality of the brushes are nice. They're nice and soft. I have a lot of brushes in my collection. I have more than enough, more than I need, to be quite honest with you. And I've just been like decluttering some here and there as I find ones that I like more. So being that I've used a lot of brushes, I have a lot of brushes, I've just tried so many different ones over the years. I really am particular and know which ones that I like for certain techniques on the face. So overall, I think it's a nice set. I think if you're a beginner or maybe you're looking for something that's affordable, that's travel friendly, I think this would be great for you. Now, if you have a ton of brushes in your collection, I don't think this is a must-have by any means, because I'm sure that you have some that you might like more than this one. But I think this would also be a really nice gift, maybe for somebody for Christmas, like a teenager or somebody that's just getting into makeup. I think this would be a great little starter set. Because you have quite a few brushes in here. You have 15, you have face ones, you have eye ones, and there's just like a different variety. And a lot of them are multifunctional. Just for me personally, there's just not everything I need in this set. Like I prefer, kind of with the eyes, like I preferred like a fluffier crease brush and maybe like something a little bit more fluffy and small for the outer corner here. But if you're not, you know, very skilled or you're just starting with makeup, I think this would get the job done for sure. And then the brushes feel really nice quality and they're very soft. And you know, they washed fine, and overall I think it's nice. It's just not for everybody. So I feel like I'm missing one brush. I counted all of them. There's supposed to be 15. There's now 14 in here. I don't know if I set one aside somewhere. I cannot find it. I think when I started the video, there was 15 brushes. I'm pretty sure I counted 15 brushes when I first started the video. I'm pretty sure I counted it twice and there was 15 in here. And for some reason, I'm missing a brush. I have no idea where I put it. I probably stuck it with some of my other brushes. I don't know, but I can't find it now. But anyway, those are my thoughts on this little set. I'll make sure to put the coupon code for 10% off this brush set down below in the description box. So it's already pretty affordable, and if you want to get 10% off, then you can use that coupon code. It's not an affiliate link. The seller just provided it for you guys. So I also think it's really cool that it comes with this little brush egg. So I think this is nice for traveling as well, because it's nice and small and compact, and you can help wash your brushes. Like if you're traveling for a week or something and you need to wash your makeup brushes while you're traveling, I think this is great because it doesn't take up a lot of space. And as far as the makeup sponge that comes with it, I prefer it dry just because I feel like it's a little bit softer dry. Once it soaks up with a lot of water, it just gets denser, and I prefer a sponge that's a lot softer than this one. This one's just a little bit too dense for me. I can make it work for under eye concealer, and I like how it has that point. But as far as foundation goes, I just don't prefer it for that, just because it's too dense and I feel like I'm really having to hit my skin pretty hard to blend it out. So it's just a matter of preference. I know some of my subscribers have said that they like a denser beauty sponge. Some of them don't like them to be really soft and squishy. So it's all about preference, but for me, I prefer my Beauty Blender and some other drugstore sponges over this one, but it's nice that it comes with it. I mean, it's totally usable, but it's just a matter if you like it soft or a little dense, or you know what I mean? So that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.